The gym girl. The gym girl is usually the one you notice because of her body first. Not just because she goes to the gym, but because of what that actually looks like. There's a certain shape that comes with it. And yeah, let's not pretend like that does not matter. A lot of men are naturally drawn to that physique, especially guys who train themselves, because they know exactly how much work it takes to build something like that. It signals discipline, consistency, and control over your own body while still looking feminine at the same time. Not extreme, not overdone, just developed in a way that stands out. And that combination is what makes it so effective. It feels earned, not given, and that alone creates a level of respect that very quickly turns into attraction. The e-girl. The e-girl is a completely different category. This isn't the type that everyone goes for, but the ones who do are usually very into it. It is less about being universally attractive and more about having a very specific aesthetic. The style, the attitude, the whole online vibe that feels a bit detached from real life. Especially guys who spend a lot of time online or are more introverted tend to be drawn to this because it feels closer to their world. At the same time, there is something slightly distant about it, like it is not fully accessible. And that mix, familiarity on one side, distance on the other, is exactly what makes this type so effective for a certain group. The pretty face girl. The pretty face girl doesn't need much to stand out. Clear skin, balanced features, a face that just looks right. And that alone already does most of the work. Because before personality, before anything else, looks decide the first impression. And when the face is strong enough, everything else becomes secondary. For men, this is one of the most direct forms of attraction. You don't have to analyze it or think about it. You just see it and react to it. That is why this type can get attention without really doing anything at all. The reaction is immediate and often stronger than people like to admit. The goth girl. The goth girl works through contrast. The darker style, the more mysterious energy, it immediately stands out from what you usually see. It's not for everyone, and that's exactly the point. The guys who are drawn to it do not see it as less attractive, they see it as something different, less predictable, harder to read, and that naturally creates curiosity. You don't fully know what you're getting, and that alone makes people more interested. Anything that breaks the pattern feels more exciting than what you see every day. And on top of that, there's often a perception of emotional depth, whether that's true or not. For some guys, that alone makes it feel more real than the typical polished version of attraction. The party girl. The party girl is all about energy. She is social, outgoing, and always doing something, and being around her feels like something is happening. There is movement, attention, noise, and that alone creates attraction. For a lot of men, it isn't even about her looks first. It's about the experience, the idea that life feels more exciting around her, more unpredictable, more live. And that is something people get pulled into almost automatically. Energy like that is contagious, and when someone brings it into a room, people naturally gravitate toward it. It feels like you are part of something, even if it's just for the moment. And that's exactly what makes this type work so well. The influencer girl. Then there is the influencer type, or what people often see as the high-value girl. Everything about her looks intentional. The style, the way she presents herself, the way her life seems structured. It's not just about looks, it's the whole lifestyle around it. Productive, put together, like she's building something. And that creates a very specific kind of attraction because it signals standards, self-respect, and a certain level of ambition. For men, that often translates into perceived value. It feels like she has options, like she's selective, and that alone makes her more attractive. Not because she's trying to prove it, but because it's already there. The MILF. Then there is the mom type, and this one works differently from all the others. It is not just about how she looks, it's about how she carries herself. There's a certain calm confidence to it. Less uncertainty, less hesitation, more control. It feels like she knows exactly what she is doing, and she's not trying to impress anyone. And yeah, especially younger guys often refer to this as MILF hunting, but what they're actually reacting to is experience. She does not need validation, and that changes the entire dynamic because now she's the one in control of the situation. The cute girl. And then there's the cute one, softer, more feminine, and less intense than the others. This type does not create pressure. It creates comfort. Being around her just feels easier, less complicated, and less like you have to perform. And for a lot of men, That is actually what makes it so attractive over time. Because it's not overwhelming, it's natural. And that kind of feeling is something people tend to come back to again and again. It doesn't hit as aggressively as other types, but it lasts longer. And in the long run, that often matters more than anything else. So, which of these types do you think is actually the most attractive? And which one do you think is the most overrated? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And also, if you have any video idea recommendations, please let me know.